Hey, Composing Gloves here, and today we are taking a look at note names. Now, I have an instance of Harmer open, but what I really want to focus on is how to interpret the piano. So here in the new FL, if you just go to View, Keyboard Labels, go to All Notes, it'll label all your notes for you. And you'll notice that we have a keyboard here and it labels them from C0 all the way up to B10. Now, what this reveals is we have 12 notes inside before we repeat to another C. However, there are only 7 keys before we repeat to the next one. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And these 7 notes are what we're going to focus on, the white keys. They start at C and then they go up. Now we're going to start at A just because it's easier because of the alphabet. So we have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then bang, the alphabet stops there. I don't know if you didn't hear, but they recently passed a law saying that from now on we're going to spell everything in music with just A to G. That's it. That's all we need. So they just repeat back to A. So G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. And it's like, oh man, A, how you doing? It's that kind of a thing. So once we have this like sort of put away in our brain, we can move over to something that's a little more confusing. So that's what we're focusing on, is these white keys. Now you lucky dog, you're almost always going to have a piano roll available to you. So you can just look here when you need help. A lot of piano rolls though aren't friendly and don't show you this. Some of them aren't. They have options probably to turn this on, but it could be tedious to go and search through that, and you'll get almost every VST. Look at this: piano, contact, piano, and then look at here. We have even more specific things. We could change key note colors and junk. Piano. Look at this kick drum. Don't think it's got a piano. Well, there's one right there. The waveform, piano. And look, you can even enable main pitch. So this becomes important. Now you'll notice that here, all of our pitches have numbers associated with them. This is just to associate it with the octave that it's in. So here's C0. This note technically doesn't exist on a keyboard, only has 88 keys. But here we have C1, C2, C3. So we're just moving up an octave every time, which you'll understand what that means in the coming videos when we talk about intervals and all that magic jazz. And we talked a little bit about hertz, and it's covered in my Sound Synth Basics, which is sort of like mandatory at this point. So here we have, okay, so let's talk about this. This is what you need to memorize. So we're going to only focus on white keys. So we know that our alphabet always begins at A, or it starts at A and ends at G. So here we have an A, another A, another A. How do I know that that's an A? Well, I've memorized the keyboard mostly because I play the keyboard, but you should learn the keyboard too. If there's any instrument you need to learn, even if you play like flute or something, or clarinet, or like trumpet, you should learn basic piano. So here we've got a C. This C, you can tell it's a C because it's next to 2 black keys. So next 2 black keys is a C. And since our thing repeats, the keyboard repeats. So you notice we have these groups of 2 and then 3 and then 2 and then 3. So this is a C, this is a C, this is a C, this is a C. And if we come over, so if we move up, it's obviously it has to be G. So D, E, F, G. Remember, G, the alphabet ends because the world will die if you go on. So you have to go back to A. A, B, C. Well, look at that. It's a C. That makes sense. D, E, F, G. World will end, so don't do it. So we have A, B, C. So, okay, that's that. So what you need to do, information is really straightforward. It's really just memorizing it. You need to memorize it. Go through, hit random Gs, hit random As, hit, all the Bs on the piano keyboard. You must memorize this. You must memorize it. I don't know how else to say it. You must memorize it. Here, you should really memorize this too. Like, you should learn how these correlate to these. Sometimes they don't perfectly correlate, and you'll notice that. So it's helpful to hit where you know your C4s, which is the middle note. The middle C. On a keyboard, C4 is the middle C. So MIDI note, I believe 60. So yeah. Anyways, that's note names. You need to learn those. These are called naturals. All these white keys, these are naturals. The black keys are sharps, flats, or accidentals. So I don't know why it's so ironic that they're called accidentals. But anyways, you just need to memorize that. If you don't, you will suffer pain big pain. Because when we get into building chords and stuff, you're going to want to know this. Now, there are other people have thought that they're somewhat geniuses and created these ways to create systems of chords that'll sound good in a key by putting all the notes out. Like they've come up with other methods of looking at it, which are fine. But if you want to reach like a real proficient level where you know exactly what you're putting down and where you're putting it, you're going to need to learn the notes, and you're going to need to learn how to read a piano. Like it'll just be super valuable to you while you're working inside here and working in the piano roll. Now these are all names, so it should be pretty self-explanatory in that regard. Now you notice if you put down notes, they do name them for you, but they always use sharps. I haven't experimented to see if you could change this, but we'll talk about these in the next video. If you have any questions, let me know. Subscribe and have a blessed day.
Red, yellow, blue, green, orange, yellow, purple.